Alright, so, once last we left the champions of Nirn, you guys had quite the large episode indeed. You reached seemingly the end and or center of the dank citadel in which Clagone Brolin was set in charge of, deep beneath the mountain of Gilgamesh. Within there, you fought many dead, many skeletons, many goblins, as you all know. You slayed a large purple worm, and from the battles of which climbed a seemingly new companion, one Waldwin, who showed his excellent combat prowess, as did you all, as you fought, beating the absolute snot out of Euron Burnbath, forcing him and his master to seemingly retreat, but not before you all could head through this large beam of light that was seemingly some type of transportation spell of some kind, hopefully. And a whiteness overtook you all, overempowering your vision, and a excellent nothingness came over you with feelings of warmth, and finally with these feelings of a calm. After days of spelunking for many of you, you all drifted away into a deep sleep. At this time, I would like all party members to make a Constitution check, not a save. You just click on the word Constitution in your attribute list, and it will do such.
You said Constitution, correct?
Constitution, please.
I think I did it right.
Fucking.
Nope.
Not a save, Master Bone-Breaker. Just your attribute, please.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Nope. You're good. You are good. Let's see. Who is? Okay.
I did 2 GM, but yeah.
No. Hey, I got it. You can flip that back to public. I might have been testing.
No, that was from when we were leveling up.
Oh, very good.
Oops, I'm not Skeezewell Binbag. I should be Skeezewell Binbag.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
hey,
Good.
No difference. No difference.
Skeezewell Binbag. Skeezewell.
Yes.
Okay.
Binwell skis bag.
Time moves on. Those of you who gently fade back into consciousness, you can hear the rushing of wind and the chirping of birds in your surroundings, but none of you are able to regain your fortitude enough in this moment and remain in this unconscious state of sleep. Potential. Well, let's not mince words. Quite vulnerable to the elements. And some amount of time passes. I would like all party members to make another Constitution check, please.
Shit.
Similar to the last one. Holy shit. Master Binbag, you may also do one, as no party members are able to regain consciousness at this time, especially not Skeezewell Binbag. Skeezewell Binbag, you are in a dense, deep sleep. All of you, it should be said, even if you don't fancy yourselves Advent dreamers or very vivid dreamers, you are all experiencing quite vivid dreams at this time. This is almost more of a trance, I suppose, at this time, perhaps induced by some magical effect that you gentlemen encountered within that portal. I will have all the party members please make a Constitution check once again.
Oh.
Whew. Nice. Ooh. Not as good. Ooh. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker. At this time, you are in a deep dream, and what you see before you is quite familiar to you. You are surrounded by those of your traveling troop companion from when you were in your youth, serving with your mother. It's a proud sight, and you are most pleased to be here surrounded in company and a nostalgic home vibe. It is then that you see a dark cloud off over in the horizon along where your wooden path leads, where your camp followers march onward, seemingly unaware.
No.
You try to call out, but you are unable to make any sound, your voice seemingly unheard by all of your friends and family who are almost within grasping distance. You reach out to get their attention, but no matter how far you move your legs, you are unable to get any closer to them. They almost get further and further away, yet their tempo of movement does not change. What do you do?
Follow.
Okay, you follow. Yeah, do you increase your speed?
Yes.
Okay, very good. You enter into a jog, and eventually, until you are in a sprint, you get no closer to your compatriots and friends before you can hear your mother's voice behind you, and you turn to see that your mother is beginning to melt and shift before your eyes before this beak begins to protrude out of the face of your mother's flesh, and then you arise, awoken, out in the middle of a grassy field, a meadow. Chirping birds amongst you. There's no motion, and you are seemingly by yourself at this time in this tall grass in the middle of a sizable clearing.
Okay.
The wind is refreshing, and the weather is quite calm. What would you desire to do, Master Bone-Breaker?
Ulzgud desires to call out his companions' names to see if anyone's around.
Okay, very good. Is Waldwin included in the list of companion names that you call out?
I will include Waldwin, but not as Waldwin, as Bear Boy.
Ooh, okay, all right, very good, very good. Waldwin, in your deep dreams, you see yourself as well as a young man going about in the schoolyard, the other children jesting at you and making fun of you. And then you can hear one of the larger kids, a brute who's bruised you many a time before, call out "Bear Boy" before you rise up awoken, your face half in dirt, and push yourself up out of the ground. You are in a meadow of tall grass, the wind refreshing and the weather calm. Ulzgud, you can see Waldwin as he gets up out of the knee-tall grass.
I'd like to approach him.
Okay, very good. You do such. He's not very far away, just about 25 feet or so. And it's seemingly just the two of you. So no one else answers your call in the time it takes you to get within Waldwin's grasp.
Okay. Are you alright, Waldwin?
Yeah. Have you seen anybody else?
No. I just woke up here and called out for you. No one else answered.
Does this look familiar to you at all?
DM, does this look familiar?
Yes. Yep. This area is familiar to both of you, as a matter of fact. If we change... Allow me to change perspective here to our other map. You gentlemen believe that you are in the proximity of the Gray Shore, which is this little area over yonder. I've gone ahead and marked what you believe to be your location with a fancy red triangle. As far as sites that you can make out and local fauna, you can see the large, towering mountain of Gilgamesh over yonder, beyond a river that is about 50 feet away from you, in between you and the mountain. There's the occasional woodwind, but once again, you guys are in a clearing that's quite sizable. And there aren't any, the beginnings of woods are close, but not for, a good 100 or so feet away.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that in the trek in to the mountain, we both recognize some of this area.
Correct.
And, yeah, I'd just like to tell Waldwin, yes, it's somewhat familiar, and I would like to try and begin moving more towards the mainland.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, very good. This river in particular can be quite treacherous at some times to ford, and there is a river crossing down by a local settlement south of you.
Yeah.
About a day and a half or so is travel, potentially 2 days in your current state.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'd like to know what Waldwin thinks, but I'd like to suggest moving down the river to the crossing.
Would like to follow Master Bone-Breaker, but I'd like to suggest that we check with the settlement before we cross the river.
Affirmative. How far is the settlement from the crossing?
Ooh. Let's see. About a day's travel. A good ways.
I guess, yeah, that's still probably a good idea. I guess maybe we should check the crossing first before going there, just in case we run into our other party members.
Agree. Plan.
Okay, very good. At this time, Master Bone-Breaker and Waldwin, I'd like you guys to make perception checks, please. As you most certainly have the chance to spot something.
Oh, I did.
Nice. Ooh, hot dog. Ulzgud, you do take note that it is starting to get toward the evening. The sun is setting over toward the northwestern direction. And from the southwest, you can see the beginnings of the two moons of Nirn starting to rise over in the horizon. They are both in a waxing crescent.
Ooh. Very nice.
Master Waldwin, you take note of something shiny that is reflecting off the very last of the sun's rays, no more than 30 feet or so away to your right.
I'd like to go and see what that is.
Okay, very good. You turn and step in that direction, and it's only 2 or 3 footfalls before you trip and stumble. I need you to make a dexterity save. Ulzgud, you watch as Waldwin starts marching over in the tall grass, not following you all of a sudden, and then begins to tumble.
Is that the box under proficiency bonuses?
That would be.
Is this global save modifier?
Yes. Yep. Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You said dexterity, right?
Yes, please. Yeah. Very good. You catch yourself quite readily. And look down at what you've just stumbled and tripped over. It is Mandion Gelden in his large metallic suit, face down in the dirt.
I'd like to alert Master Bone-Breaker to who I've discovered.
Okay, very good. You do just as that.
Ulzgud rushes over,
Okay.
turns Mandion Gelden over.
Ulzgud, on your way over toward Mandion Gelden, you too trip over something. A dexterity save, please, with advantage, as you're able to catch a glimpse of it just as you are tripping over it. Whew, and thank goodness you did, as it is fairly sizable. It is none other than Skeezewell Binbag. Also, face down in the dirt, unconscious.
Oh boy. Well, Master Waldwin, it looks like we have some work to do. Try and get our boys up.
Well, I'd like to try to wake Master Gelden.
Okay, how so?
I'd like to, I guess, shake him and yell at him to wake up.
Okay, it is it is a bit abhorrent to you, this large metallic frame. Metal isn't quite your forte, not your strong suit. You fancy yourself more of a natural woodman. So he is impressively difficult to shake. I need you to make a strength check to see if you are able to do so. You could use your athletic skill if you desire to do so, or you can roll with your strength attribute. I will leave it up to you.
I guess athletic would probably be better.
It is your call. A 13, not too bad. You are able to, you feel jostle his large metallic frame quite adequately, and you would believe this to be able to rouse him if he was indeed rousable by this type of maneuver. There is no response from Mandion Gelden.
I'd like to ask Master Bone-Breaker what he thinks we should do.
In the moment that he was asking me what to do, Ulzgud would like to have tried to slap Skeezewell Binbag awake.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You roll a d20.
Ooh, D20.
Yeah. Just a flat 20-sided dice. Your middle finger just scrapes the front of his nose. And perhaps it's fortunate that you did, because you think you may have overestimated a bit of power on that.
Good. I would like to I'd like to look over their bodies and see if they are injured or just seem to be knocked out.
Okay, you can make a medicine check. And Waldwin, if you'd like to assist in this endeavor, you guys can roll independently, or one of you with advantage. It's you guys can differ amongst yourselves.
If you would like to help me, I would suggest you making the roll with advantage.
That's good.
Damn, okay, alright, so that's medicine with advantage, please, Master Waldwin. Ooh, okay, alright, not too bad. From checking out, it's unfortunate that you aren't able to quite make out Mandion Gelden. There are very few gaps in his suit and in his person. Skeezewell Binbag, however, just appears to be sleeping. There are no puncture wounds, there is no blood, none other than the injuries that they had prior, which have seemed to have buffered out and healed a tad. Skeezewell Binbag and Mandion Gelden, you guys may roll a free hit dice each for remaining in this sleeping state.
Nice.
A bit of a reward for kind of sitting in the spectator booth for a little while here at the beginning of the session. Figured it was going to happen to somebody. So you regain 4 HP, Master Mandion Gelden, and no need to reduct any hit dice. And you as well, Master Binbag, may roll a hit dice for free.
Sweet. Don't wake me up, guys. Okay.
Should be said, Mandion Gelden and Skeezewell Binbag, you guys are having equally vivid and wild dreams that we will touch upon around your rouser period, whenever that may be.
Question: how far from the crossing are we from where where do we find them in relation to the crossing?
Ooh, pretty far. You guys are at least
okay, so we barely moved. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Yep. Nope. This is all within 100 feet.
Okay. Cool.
Area. Yep. They pretty much you believe they came into your proximity.
Okay.
And from where they've been, perhaps been there for a little while, as you believe you were, because there was a clear imprint in the ground in the tall grass where you guys have been laying. That remained after you got up out of that position. That being
so
said,
they're not up.
Nope, they are unconscious, but not seemingly incapacitated. Right, you know, they appear to be sleeping, as far as you can tell. And it should be said,
Ulzgud?
Master Ulzgud and Waldwin, you guys are a bit peckish as well.
Oh, okay.
But but other than that,
Well then, with that being said, I will 1 ration.
Fantastic. Master Bone-Breaker has
And-
displayed the 1 ration rule. Please, everyone, take note.
One ration.
I will consume my ration for the day, and I would like to size up everyone in the party. I want to. How big is Sir Waldwin?
Waldwin, how large are you?
About 5'10" and 190.
5'10",
Not
190.
Not that big.
How big is Skeezewell?
Skeezewell Binbag, how big are you?
5'7", 132 pounds.
Okay. And how big is Mandion Gelden? Armor included.
Ooh, Mandion Gelden, if armor included, is
I don't know about the armor, but
sizable, incredibly heavy. I would say Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, you're like the only one who has a chance of lifting Mandion Gelden in his armor form. The denseness of it, and is probably the real factor there. Mandion Gelden himself, not that heavy. His suit, incredibly heavy. You're probably the only one who even has, again, a chance to do it by yourself. You would suspect it to most definitely be a team effort for any long distance type of travel.
Okay. We got a couple of options here. After Waldwin, the way I see it is, we can either try and construct a little frame, and you can carry Skeezewell and I can drag Mandion, or we can continue to try and wake them. I'm not really sure the means of waking them, though.
I'd have to agree that probably crafting something to move Master Gelden would be our best option, and I can carry Master Binbag.
Okay. I'd like to real quick. I'm gonna try and shake Mandion Gelden awake.
Sure, I'll have you make a strength check or athletics if you desire, whichever you prefer. I imagine athletics. I suspect.
Hey, you don't know me.
Ooh. You are able to flip and turn over the dense frame that is Mandion Gelden, getting him face up. His face towards you. If a full on rotation and shake, pretty much as you desire, to good results. Alas, Mandion Gelden does not rouse from his slumber. Mandion Gelden, your dream is getting more terrific as you dream of Eron Burnbath and his mysterious purple master in the dark woodland, and the thunderstorm rolls overhead, and you are just shaking violently in your dream. It is most certainly a terror, I would say at this time.
damn. Okay.
How hard is it to try and take Mandion's helmet off?
Ooh, damn! The helmet in particular is different than that of the rest of the apparatus. Mandion Gelden, would you?
I believe it's part of the suit due to the way I enter it.
True. That I mean,
It-
yeah,
it-
that
it
is true.
really
That
is
is
just
true.
part of the
Then
whole
is there
That is
body.
true.
a mouthpiece on it?
There is the visor piece.
There is a visor piece that
Would-
covers
would-
my face.
Would that be visibly, Mandy and Gelden? Would you say would that be would that be like would there be a clear visual indicator that could be activated or open from the exterior?
I would say it's not obvious, but if you spend time fiddling with it, you could probably get the button to open it. It's not like locked to me doing it only. So
Well,
you could
okay,
probably do
okay,
it.
all right, very good. Yeah, the only piece that you can really see Ulzgud Bone-Breaker that looks even remotely approachable to Mandy and Gelden as far as anything above his torso is concerned is his red glassed visor faceplate, which looks rather dank and perhaps the easiest manageable piece of him, it looks like. But you will likely have to spend some time fiddling with it to see how it works.
It's you said sun or moonrise, right?
Moonrise. It's been about 5 minutes or so with you guys, checking out the boys and making sure they weren't dead and etc. And like talking amongst yourselves and seeing what's and checking about. It's only been about 5 minutes or so, and we're getting to about the point where the last of the sunshine is starting to disappear behind the far landscape of the rest of the island.
Ulzgud is going to suggest setting up camp here for now, and perhaps building a campfire.
I'd agree.
Okay.
I'd like
Alright.
to go and search. I'd like to go search for firewood.
Excellent. Okay. Realizing that your available light is limited and the weather isn't too bad for foraging, you set off to go do so. I assume you tell Master Ulzgud of your intentions and then
Indeed.
make your way. Ulzgud, if you let Waldwin go on undisturbed, you perhaps preoccupied with Mandy and Gelden at this time, Waldwin just begins venturing offward toward the wood line, which is about 150 feet or so away from this current clearing.
I'm going to go with him just to make the gathering a little faster.
Okay. You leave Mandy and Gelden and Skeezewell Binbag behind.
Before leaving, I'd like to light a torch and just leave it there,
Ooh,
so I can kind of see them.
okay. You should be wary because there is tall grass and such, so you can just spend a few seconds or whatever, right? Just ripping up some of the grass and making a nice dirt,
True,
little
true.
spot, just to prevent
Yeah, a
any
little camp spot.
yeah,
We're gonna need it
yeah.
for the campfire anyways, so.
Yeah. Excellent. There's a actually, Master Ulzgud, would you please make a perception check without advantage?
Yes, sir.
Just plain Jane. And you as well, Master Waldwin, since you are out beginning this foraging procedure. Ulzgud, you can deduct a torch from your inventory, as I would say you've successfully lit it for certain at this time. Ooh, with a 17 perception, Waldwin, you notice that in the clearing that's pretty much right next to Ulzgud is a nice, like, almost gully kind of divot in the plains with a sizable rock near it that may make for a decent shelter location if you guys desire to indeed camp in this plain region. You just spot that on your way to the wood line.
I'd like to let Master Bone-Breaker know what I've seen and suggest that once we gather enough supplies to make camp for the night, that we move Master Gelden and Master Binbag over there, and that's where we set up camp.
Okay, well, it was good. You hear all that from a distant Waldwin who points over, and he seems to have found something of interest, a good campsite, and suggests a course of action, and you hear it all quite clearly for your consideration. You see Master Waldwin as Ulzgud has just finished placing a torch upon the ground there, over where the other party members rest and is making his way over in your direction as you are giving these, suggesting this course of action from the scouting discovery. Ulzgud, as you make your way over toward Waldwin catching up, you also make out this gully area between two, very, very small, shallow cliffs just over in this field and meadow, which do appear to be appetizing.
Okay.
Just a few minutes later, you guys are entering into the woodline now. At this moment, I will have both Ulzgud and Waldwin make survival checks, or if one of you wants to roll with advantage, you guys can defer amongst yourselves once again.
I'm cool with you making an advantage survival.
Sounds good to me.
Damn. Yeah, very good. Fucking. Ooh, damn. Down with the wisdom. Waldwin the Wise, they call him. What are we hunting for in particular, gentlemen? Campfire supplies? Anything else?
Yes, I'd like to look and see if there's any, if I can forage any edible plants or anything.
Ooh.
What's the temperature?
Ooh. Ooh, so many fine questions. Let's see. Waldwin, I'd like you to make a nature check, please. And Master Bone-Breaker, I would say... Ooh, let me double check make sure I have all my ducks in a row here. But I believe it's a bit on the pleasantly chilly side. It isn't terribly cold, like it's December or October or anything like that, but it doesn't feel like it's, the hot humidity of a summer night.
It's just like maybe a cool spring night or a cool fall night or...
Yes, yep. You're good.
Okay.
It is the last seed, and that would be akin to August for us in our world.
Okay, yeah, so cool autumn air is coming in.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I would
so
say,
I'm not
yeah.
too worried about being too cold.
Correct, yeah. And as far as you could tell, again, from any cloud coverage, etc., the weather's quite calm. You don't see any foreboding clouds on the horizon. That was merely in your dream.
Yeah, I'd like to just focus on getting the wood.
Okay. All right, very good. Waldwin, I would say your grasp of potential edible herbs and etc. are decent enough that you might be able to pull a thing to here and there when you come across them. How long do you gentlemen spend out gathering the supplies?
Like
As little time as possible? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I would say with a 15, it's probably about 15 or, it only takes, 5 to 10 minutes for you, it was good to gather, firewood, and kindling for a fire.
Mhm.
Rather simpler. And you're able to accomplish that excellently and gather enough firewood to keep a fire lasting all night of rather good size. And due to your strength, you're able to, carry this load with no help required. Waldwin, over like a 15-20 minute period, you are able to gather, I would say 3 mushrooms, of which you are dubious about. So you may add to your inventory 3 dubious mushroom, if you have not already. You can click on the little plus on the bottom of your inventory to add a new thing, and then you can just type in that slot dubious mushroom, and then the quantity is the left number, and the weight is the right number. And I will add your weight while you add the dubious mushroom. Look at that, that's teamwork. And you've got 3 of those.
Alright.
And you also come out of there with 2 cattails, which are, you're familiar with them as, pond reed-esque vegetation, which is technically edible. And though not the most scrumptious or the most filling, is certainly better than nothing.
You said 2 of them, right?
Yep, and I'll go ahead and add 2 cattails at this time. That's about all you can make out in this brief hunting time, and with your visibility getting worse and worse as time goes on.
Okay.
And with that said, unless you guys want to spend any more time foraging, Ulzgud, it's up to you
I'd like to
guys.
head back.
Okay, very good.
I would like to set a hunting trap.
Oh, damn! Do you have a
Ooh.
hunting trap?
I do.
Oh shit!
Very nice.
Badass. Okay,
That's
sweet.
my boy.
I wonder if is there a thing for hunting? Oh yeah, there is a thing for hunting trap. Okay, you can use your action to set the trap. The trap forms a sawtooth steel ring that snaps shut when a creature steps on a pressure plate in the center. Oh yeah, okay, so it's like a bear trap. Nice. Okay.
How do I do the action thing?
Let's see. There's no check required to do it. I would say you're familiar enough with this equipment since you're carrying it. You know, you know how to use it confidently, or you probably wouldn't be carrying such a thing. You put down the 25-pound bear trap, if I'm not mistaken, if it's the very same I have here.
Yep.
Okay. Do you?
You're just carrying that around.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Love it. Love it.
The trap is affixed by a heavy chain, which you can stake into something such as a tree or into the ground. It's up to you, wherever.
Yeah, I'd like to stake it to a tree.
Okay, all right. So put it by the base of a tree, pretty much would be the end result. Okay, very good. So be it. Do you bait the trap with anything? This is where it can get dangerous. Setting the trap is no problem. The trap is set and well, I suppose you could bait it before you set and prime the fucking trap, which would be the smart thing to do. Do you desire to bait the trap with anything?
Yeah, I'll use the dubious mushrooms that I found.
Oh, okay, all right. You use them all in all of their mushroomness. Okay, you may delete the mushrooms from your inventory. That's that little padlock down there on the bottom of your inventory section. Be careful not to delete anything but the dubious mushrooms. You are able to. I guess I'll. Yeah. No, you're good. No checks required. You're not sure what prey may be attracted to such a thing, but hey, who knows? Who knows what can happen? Okay, very good.
Then I'd like to start heading back to the other two of our party.
Okay, I would say, you spent an extra minute or two. Well, Ulzgud would probably be already back in the field at this time. Master Bone-Breaker, your companions are where you left them. They do not appear to have been molested by any wildlife or fauna in the nearby environment. Okay. However, you do take note of the predatory creatures circling overhead. Not very sizable, but about as large as a hawk or so.
Okay.
Cliff racers. There's about 2 or 3 cliff racers that are circling quite highly in the sky, and they begin to carry on in the air and begin kind of dissipating and meandering off in the sky when you get near to Skeezewell and Mandion once again.
Okay. I would like to investigate Skeezewell. In particular, I want to lift up his hat and see if the chicken is there.
Oh, okay, very good. You do so. You drop your.
What a fucking hero!
You can hear a bit of as you lift open the 3-sided tricorn leather hat and lift it upon Skeezewell's head. Skeezewell, what is your hair like?
Hold on, I have it's black.
Okay, is it like is it okay? Very, very good, very good.
Like unclean. Well, no, it's like washed with water, but like still greasy because soap is scarce.
Okay,
I guess it's not pleasant, but like it's
not too okay. Nothing too
it's
extraordinary.
Not great. Skeezewell's only 32, but but maybe a little gray on the roots, but that's it.
Okay, very good, very good. You see rather unremarkable head of somewhat greasy hair, and a small chick who looks at you and immediately stops making noise and opens its mouth rather expectantly.
Ulzgud will feed it a piece of a ration,
Okay.
and after feeding the ration, would like to start a ritual of speak with animals.
Oh shit. Oh shit, everyone. Now's the time. Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. I love it. Oh man. They grow up so fast. Okay. All right. Very good. What does the preparations for your ritual look like? Pray tell, Master Ulzgud Bone-Breaker.
Ulzgud likes to sit down near the animal, and he just wants to look at it, and he starts making various animal sounds until the right one is made, and he can start talking.
Okay, very good. This is a 10-minute process due to the ritual casting nature of the spell. So I would say in this time, Waldwin, the spotlight shifts over to you. You have a 10-minute window for which you may do what you want. You are leaving the wood line now at this time and are in the meadow. You can head over toward Ulzgud, who you see, rather than preparing a campfire, which you expected him to be doing, he seems to be doing some type of mantra of some kind, from what you can faintly make out over in the meadow. You're unsure.
How far away am I from the Master Bone-Breaker?
Probably only 60 feet or so, not very far.
And how far away am I from the gully that I saw earlier?
Ooh, probably only about well, again, 60 feet. Yeah, no, 60 feet.
I'd like to head towards Master Bone-Breaker.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it only takes, half a minute or whatever for you to get over there.
I'd like to just inform him that I'm going to go retrieve some water from the... We're close to the river, right?
You're not far away. Yeah, no, not at all. You're only about a few hundred feet or so away from what looks to be a pretty good-looking river to you. Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to light a torch and head towards the river to gather some water.
Okay. You do take note of the firewood that's been laid on the ground, not too far away from a burning torch, which is sitting upon in the dirt, lighting the general vicinity around Ulzgud and the unconscious company. With all that being said, you light up your torch and make your way on over toward Watertown.
Sir.
Okay, very good. You may deduct a torch yourself, please, Master Waldwin, as you ignite one and start making your way. Okay, it's only a few minutes or so before you reach the river, and it's looking quite good. Looking quite good. You don't take note of much fish or fauna in the river, and the sun is ever just so creeping over the, you can see the faint pinkness of the sun as the stars are beginning to come out into the night as the moons are truly taking their proper position in the nighttime sky.
Does it take me to gather the water?
Not very long. What do you gather the water in, I must ask?
My water skin.
Oh shit. Oh, okay.
I mean,
all right, very good.
That's what lets me hold water.
Yeah, yes. Yep, yes. No, you've got it right. Could you imagine if it did not? Wouldn't that be misleading? Yes, yep. No, if it wasn't full already, you top it off most certainly. And it isn't a large volume of water, but it certainly seems to be. Oh, you think the river is moving at a fast enough pace that it should be okay, but better safe than sorry. You never know.
Once I'm done with that, I'd like to head over to the suspected campsite with my torch.
Okay, very good.
Setting up a camp.
Takes another, minute or 2 or 3 for you to get over there. What steps do you make to prepare a camp over yonder in this gully?
I'd like to place down my bedroll and
Ooh, okay.
my pack.
Okay, very good. Very good. I'm easy enough, easy enough. I would say at this time, Ulzgud, you're about a minute or 2 off from completing your ritual. You are at the cusp. You're at the point where your sea bear circle has been crafted, and you are assuming the position and going through the various animal dialects until you strike upon the correct one. Should be any minute now, truly. Master Waldwin, you are able to get what you believe to be you're able to put down your bedroll and your pack easy enough.
Once that's done, I'd like to head back over to Master Bone-Breaker and gather up the firewood so that I can move it to the new camp.
Okay. All right. Very good. You begin making your way over toward.
I do want to leave my torch over at the new campsite.
Okay.
So that
Very
I can
good.
find it in the dark.
Sure. Okay. Good thinking. Good thinking, if you ask me. Okay. You are able to go about doing so, I would say, with little issue. You begin your minute or 2 march and tread, and you begin hearing strange noises as you are getting near the light of where Ulzgud Bone-Breaker and company were unconscious in the meadow, and you're not sure what to think of it at first. And it is then, Master Bone-Breaker, at the 10-minute mark, where finally you seem to have made a particular sound that has grabbed the small creature's attention, where it was just ambiently pecking at the floor before and kind of looking under itself and grooming itself. It seems now to be looking at you with attention.
I would like to pick up Skeezewell and put him over my shoulder
Okay.
and start walking towards the new camp.
Okay. You reach down and grab Skeezewell Binbag, and you can hear, just over yonder, not very far from you at all. Hey, whoa! What you doing, fella?
Who said that?
You look down over in the direction of the noise to see the small baby chicken looking up over in your direction. Yeah, me, tough guy. You better be easy with my pop over there.
A little rough, but not too rough. Jostles Skeezewell on his shoulder
Hey, whoa!
and says, I got him.
Dang right you got him.
Who and what are you?
Me? I'm Jasper.
Jasper?
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
Ulzgud.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you. I'm new around here. I didn't know you spoke chicken.
So you are a chicken.
Hey, yeah, that's right. At least I think so. I don't know. I'm new around here.
Okay. What do you do, Mr. Chicken?
Oh, you know, what chickens do. I like worms. One day maybe I'll lay some eggs, grow some feathers of my own. I protect my master at any cost. You know, chicken things.
Do you have any suggestions on what to do with your master who's unconscious right now?
Take good care of him, that's for sure. Unless you want to gain my ire.
You don't scare me too much, but I also don't wish to disrespect you.
Well,
I
seems like we have an
will
understanding.
take Skeezewell to the new camp.
Okay. Do you take the small creature with you? It should be said that despite the
Yeah.
bark of it, his leg length is not the best, and navigating the tall grass may be a challenge for this small creature. He's like, hey, whoa, easy! As you pick him up in your other hand, very soft.
Okay.
And you begin making your way on over. And it's not long before you find Master Waldwin. You arrive and start gathering the firewood. Has Ulzgud starts making his way over to you, slung over his shoulder, one Skeezewell Binbag. In the other hand, a small baby chicken, who he seems to be making small cooing noises to, and who the small chicken seems to be making cooing noises in return. And if you weren't mistaken, there is a dialogue occurring between the two beings.
I would like to ask Master Bone-Breaker if he's conversing with the chicken.
Ulzgud, still speaking in chicken, says, "Who else am I talking to?"
Confused, Waldwin continues to gather up the firewood, planning to make a campfire at the new camp.
What does that guy want?
I don't know him that well.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
Oh, so it's like me.
You're a chicken, though. I like chickens.
Oh, that's cool, I guess. it's not long before you arrive at Waldwin's bedroll, pretty much, and Torch, in a nice flat area of the gully where the grass begins to taper down a bit, and it isn't so lush and tall here. More, short grass, as you and I would be more familiar with.
Ulzgud would like to place Skeezewell down and put Jasper with him.
Okay, very good.
And would like
Hey,
to just
whoa.
communicate to Jasper we'll be back with the other boy.
Well, all right. See you later, I guess.
And I would like to make my way back to
Okay.
where Mandion is resting.
Okay, no problem. You're able to get there in but a few minutes. Not very long at all. Master Waldwin, by this time you would have returned over toward the torch site with Ulzgud and dropped off the wood if that's what you desired to do, or you could begin going about something in camp. It's up to you.
I'd like to prepare a spot for the campfire and start, building the fire.
Okay, all right, very good. I'll have you make a survival check, please, to see how well you do so. Channel that inner Les Stroud. Very good, very good. Wise Waldwin, we call him. You were able to get a fire going in like the first stroke of your fire lighting. Whatever method you use to light the fire, it works almost on the first try, pretty much. And you are able to get the kindling and nurse the flame rather excellently until it is in the form of a healthy fire.
Fire's built. I'd like to head back over to where Master Gelden is at.
Okay, you make your way over and see Ulzgud towering over Mandion and Gelden.
I'd like to suggest that we start working on building something to move Master Gelden.
How far is the camp from Gelden right now? 60 feet?
60 feet. 60 feet. We'll call it 60 feet.
I would like to see if I can pick Mandion Gelden up.
All right. Strength check or athletics, your choice. Ooh, 17. You can see Waldwin, your course of action perhaps may very well have weighed upon deaf ears, as Ulzgud has been perhaps focusing and contemplating on whether or not he would be able to lift the impressive form of this metallic being. And he squats down, and you can hear the snarling of that orc half of this impressive statured man as his muscles tense and he grips along the sides of this impressive metal suit. You are able to get him into a draggable state, Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, but lifting many higher than this would require another roll of a more substantial caliber than what you rolled previously.
Okay. How strenuous is this? Would it be a long process for me to drag him?
No. You're able to just get underneath his arms and get a good hold, get a good grip and a good hold upon the mass of his being. And you'd probably be able to drag him at half of your movement speed.
Okay.
Should be said, now that you've had some food, you're feeling quite a bit better. Perhaps even better than you felt before. And you've got a bit of a spring in your step, and are feeling that much more, agile and active for it.
Okay.
But yes, please.
Ulzgud just looks over to Waldwin and says, "Help me drag this boy."
Baldwin would like to offer his assistance.
Okay, very good, Baldwin. You may also make an athletics check. Your assistance will come into play no matter what, but just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, all right, not too bad. Raw strength, perhaps not your most forthcoming attribute. You nevertheless get along the near the legs of this incredible, you should be said, incredible metal armor with Mandion Gelden within it, and heave him up, and you are impressed that Ulzgud Bone-Breaker was even able to lift this being off the ground. This is a dense material that you may or may not be familiar with. Make a history check, please, Waldwin, to see if you're familiar with this type of material. Oh shit! Damn. You aren't too sure, but you suspect this to be adamantine, which is dank, to say the least. Some of the most highest quality stuff is made out of adamantine, and Homeboy's got a full suit of it, from what you can tell. It ain't lined in adamantine, it is adamantine, from what you can make out, and boy howdy does it feel like it, as you assist Master Bone-Breaker back to the campsite, and you guys are able to rest the metallic being that is Mandion Gelden wherever you desire him.
Okay.
Within reason, of course.
And so at this point, I would like to, let's see. I'd like to, do I have a bedroll here? Yeah, I'd like to lay my bedroll, and I would like to suggest a long rest for the night.
Ooh, okay. Alright, very good. Very good. Only takes about, 3 or so minutes for you guys to bring Mandion Gelden back to the campsite. Bust out the bedroll and suggest sleeping. Master Waldwin.
I'd like to consume one of my rations.
Good man. Please write in chat that you do consume a ration. This is your dinner, and you are going to be feeling much better for it, you surmise, because your stomach was growling something serious while you were hauling that wood and hauling that Mandion Gelden. Please deduct a ration also. It is a fine dried meat with bread. Not too bad.
Would like to offer one of the cattails to Jasper, the chicken. Try to make friends with him.
Okay, you head over toward the unconscious Skeezewell Binbag, the chick of which is peering underneath the hat is resting on Skeezewell's head at a bit of an awkward angle and a bit ajar, kind of making a small shelter for the chick to hide underneath. Ulzgud, are you still speaking with animals? That lasts for like an hour, right? Or some shit like that? Okay. Like, oh god, here he comes. What does he want? But you can hear Ulzgud as you are beginning to nuzzle in for a bedtime. Waldwin, you approach the small being, who pays you no mind until it sees something in your hand and comes out of its small shelter. Baby chicken, very small, probably only a few days old, if you had to surmise. And it is more than happy to pick about at what you offer it before. Actually, make an animal handling, Waldwin. You've been rolling hot tonight. Let's keep it going. Let's see. Whoa!
Oh!
How did I know?
Jesus.
Yes, the chick is more than happy to receive any food that you have to offer it, and takes it most gratefully. And then, rather retreating back underneath the hat, jumps and chirps with a bit of excitement. Hot damn! That was good.
Mm.
And then waddles back underneath the hat. Of course, Waldwin, you don't understand the creature, but it seems to chirp with excitement. Ulzgud, you know Jasper to have been pleased by this. Seemingly.
I would like to set up my bedroll and also take a long rest for the night.
Hot dog, okay. Okay, alright, very good. Say only another few minutes or so go. You gentlemen, now I want to be clear, you gentlemen are, you are slightly hidden, right, from perhaps passers-by or something to that effect. You are certainly out in the wilderness and there are no nearby roadways from what you could surmise in your daily scouting, but you are out in the wilderness.
Yep.
And with both of you sleeping, and no other party members to keep watch, as it were, right? You could very well leave yourselves vulnerable to whatever type of fauna are around. Because it's only two of you, and there's really no choice in that endeavor, I won't punish you guys, if you want to take, like a 4-hour watch and a 4-hour rest, to cover the whole night with just the two of you, I'll allow it without you getting, a penalty to whatever you'll regain from your long rest.
Like the
To
best
be
course of
completely honest, I was okay with the regular, but I'll take that.
It's up to you guys. If you guys want to sleep through the night, it is what it is. If you guys want to do 4-hour and 4-hour to cover that 8-hour long rest window, I will allow it. Since it's
I'll
only
be
the two of
honest,
you.
my game plan was to go by the rules. It's like rest for 6. You can have 2 idle, and like I was gonna stay watch for the first 2. But I'm cool with also if you're allowing that.
Yeah,
I'll do the 4 and 4.
Yep. For this instance, because it's the two of you and you have no choice in that regard, and Jasper won't help in this endeavor, unfortunately. Yeah,
Okay.
if you guys want to do that, totally up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Let's do that.
Okay, so who's up with watch first?
I'll take first watch.
Okay, very good. Master Waldwin. Watch is yours for the night. And it's interesting, reflecting on your last few days you've had. It's been, quite something. Is there anything you do in this 4-hour period as you are kind of laxing by the fire that you've crafted?
I'd like to... How far can I see out from the camp that we've made?
Let's see, you can see a good distance in 2 directions, because on your left and right, pretty much, you have these small cliffs that you guys are hanging out, in this gully.
Yeah.
So kind of, through either like pipeline of this, very shallow, defilade or whatever the terminology is, you can see out toward the beautiful peak of the mountain of Gilgamesh, far, far over in the distance, and you can see much closer to you, beyond over the small cliff to your right, beyond the wood line from where you were foraging for supplies and so on, of which you were a bit closer to than you were in your previous position. You can see another mountain range that is surrounding the landscape rather closely, blacking out the stars. And behind you, through the other way of this gully, you can just see the tall grass and continuing wood line into the distance.
While I'm awake, I'd like to just take my torch if it's still lit and just look around within like 60 feet of the campsite.
Sure, okay, make a perception check. Is there anything in particular, you're just checking out in general? Nothing particular?
Just trying to take note of anything that might be of use in the morning, like as far as supplies.
Okay, alright. Oof.
There it is.
Unfortunately, you are more preoccupied with your thoughts kind of cloud you at this time, and you are pretty much just focused on where you're stepping and keeping alert for danger. You unfortunately do not spot any useful potential supplies that you would be able to utilize come morning. But you don't find anything dangerous either, so potentially that is to your advantage, most certainly. Okay. And if there was nothing else, Master Waldwin, your 4 hours comes and goes rather uneventfully. It's time to rouse the sleeping gray half-orc Ulzgud Bone-Breaker for his nighttime watch.
Well, I'm assuming that after that my hit die are replenished, correct?
Yes, yep. If you were missing any hit die, they are replenished now at this time.
Perfect. I would like to use one.
Sure. Yeah, yep. Very good. Very good. Hey, you regained 7 HP. Feeling all the better for it.
And I would like to search around for wood. In particular, I'm looking for something I can use as a handle, like for a javelin or something like that.
Oh, okay. A little crafting scavenging. Very good, my good man. You may make a perception or an or a survival. Perception or survival. It's your call. Ooh, a 10. Not too bad, not too good. Just from a bit of the firewood that you think may be excess for the night, you are able to spot a branch or two that could, reasonably fit the bill. But you could very well spend a bit more time foraging out further. You don't find much of substantial size in the nearby vicinity, and you'd probably have to reach out a bit more toward the woodland if you wanted to find more sizable branches for javelin crafting.
I'll do so.
Ooh, okay, all right, very good. How much time would you say you spend foraging out in the wilderness?
An hour.
Ooh, okay. Dedicating a whole hour to the thing. You can make a survival check with advantage. Dedicating plenty of time to the search for these crafting ingredients, you come out with, I would say, 3 branches. 3 sturdy branches that would make fine shafts for javelins.
Question. So,
yes.
Would I need to make a separate roll for this? In the process, can I also find vines or stuff like that to tie with?
Ooh, I would say your survival is dank enough, and you dedicated enough time to the cause.
Okay.
That you can come across with what you surmise to be 3 lashings. 3 vegetation and 3 lashings worth of amount, for your potential javelins.
Okay. And I would like to head back to camp at this time and begin constructing some bone shiv javelins.
Okay, very good. You make your way over toward camp and sit down after your hour of leaving it to the wayside. And is your speak with animals still active at this time?
No.
Okay, all right. At this, you can hear a frantic chirping coming from over near Skeezewell, Binbag.
Ooh, frantic.
It is a yes, yep, most certainly frantic.
I will check on Jasper before starting the javelins.
Okay. You make your way over a few strides and immediately see a sizable snake that is slithering its way over and has its eyes towards Skeezewell's hat.
Oh boy, that's not cool. Ulzgud drawing his warhammer.
Fuck yeah. Yep. You got it.
The snake.
Fuck yeah. Hey, fuck. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Fuck it. It's a snake. I would say you got no problem hitting it. You fucking crush the snake. beneath the might of your warhammer, thunking it into the dirt. The snake crumples. It wasn't very sizable, just large enough to be a threat. To Jasper, most certainly. But nothing that crazy, and it is crunched beneath your warhammer as it thunks into the dirt.
Oof. Lucky Jasper making those squeaks.
Day saved.
I would like to pick up the dead snake,
It's yours.
put it in my inventory, and go back to crafting my javelin.
Badass. Just like that.
Snake hunting.
Done. You may add a snake corpse to your inventory.
How big was the snake?
Oh, shit.
I'm wondering weight-wise, basically, what I should put.
Oh, it was probably only like half a pound. I don't know, like, how much
Okay.
snakes weigh per their size, truth be told.
Like a
I don't imagine too much.
foot-long, like, garden snake's probably, like, a poundish, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, alright. So I mean, yeah, probably a pound then,
Okay.
I would say, yeah. It's at least a sizable enough threat for the baby chicken, so...
Yeah.
I'll let you use your imagination for that one, my friend. And you go about spending the rest of your time creating bone. You're attaching. Now, I want to be very clear. You're attaching your bone shivs that you made earlier to your javelins, or well, rather,
Yes.
making javelins from your bone shivs.
Correct.
Fantastic, dude. What would you like to roll for this? What would if I'll allow you to pretty much roll whatever you want, but I'd like you to justify to me, how you use that ability or skill or attribute to craft these javelins.
I think I'm going to use my... I guess I'll do a sleight of hand. Because it's more or less, I gotta whittle some shit away. I gotta tie it up together just right. Gotta be, kind of just right in multiple facets. So
Okay, all
I
right.
feel like sleight of hand.
Okay, you may roll sleight of hand, fucking flat. You are able to make out one javelin, which looks pretty good over the course of a half hour, that you seem that you're pretty pleased with, but could definitely use a bit of improvement. And then you spend the next 2 hours. You spend a good amount of time crafting the rest to make sure that they're at least up to par with this first one, if not better.
Okay.
And with that, you are able to turn your bone shivs into bone shiv javelins. I will go ahead and make the change. Oh, whoops, excuse me, sorry. Everyone watch out for that bone shiv. Dangerous. Okay, bone shiv javelin. Very good. I would say that negates that. We can add... feeling a +1 to that. And then something like that. Okay. There you are, Master Bone-Breaker. Your Bone Shiv Javelins are complete.
Nice.
Yes, very good. Very good. I will go ahead and update your Bone Shivs to Bone Shiv Javelins, and at about this time, it is the point, Master Ulzgud, about 4 or 5 in the morning. The sun begins to rise, ever so gently, and the moon's descending, the stars beginning to fade away. The morning finds us. And on this day, gentlemen, well, I suppose you guys don't exactly necessarily know what day it is. The morning finds you all well, and rather uneventfully. Skeezewell Binbag. At this time, my friend, your vivid dreams have reached its full culmination.
Oh my god.
You find yourself out in the ocean, out at sea, embarking on a similar journey to what you found yourself in to get to this island all those days ago. The waves are just crashing and thrashing and smashing into the side of this vessel that you find yourself about on, and you can hear deckhands shouting over yonder for your assistance to grab a nearby rope. What do you do, Master Binbag?
Skeezewell grabs the line.
Okay, you reach out, grabbing forth with it. I'll have you make a strength check, please, Master Binbag. Strength or athletics, it's up to you. Same difference. Ooh. You pull tautly on this rope as it tries to yank its way through your grip. The rain and waves crashing against this vessel. Retain your grasp, Randall! As someone moves up behind you and further on, like almost assisting you in grasping this line. You look over and it's this man who is vaguely familiar to you, the same one that you came to fisticuffs with in a dream you had not too long ago. Very much the same bearded gentleman. And the waves continue to crash and thrash as others ask for your assistance before a large wave comes and knocks you from the vessel. You plummet and darkness takes you, and there's a swirling. And in the swirling, you can start to hear the wind. The wind comes out and greets you, your eyes full of a harsh sand. You find yourself in a great vast desert, seemingly climbing great dunes. A figure is before you. Randall, grab my hand! The figure says to you and extends a hand in your direction. Skeezewell Binbag.
Is that you, Dad?
Do you grasp the hand?
Skeezewell grasps the hand.
You grasp the hand, and the figure pulls you up as you begin to sink in the sand, and he pulls your legs out from it. In the harsh desert wind, you are able to see what looks to be a large black bull. A huge silhouette of a black bull, perhaps impossibly large, one of the largest creatures you've ever seen. And that is when you arise, Master Binbag, finally. And you find yourself in a campsite with an Ulzgud Bone-Breaker sitting on a log doing some type of crafting along a fire. The small chirping of your chick immediately gets your attention.
I don't know. I don't even know how long I was out.
Skeezewell is going to check all his belongings.
Okay, very good. You can make an investigation check to double check all the belongings of your person.
Bloody thieves, rascals.
Skeezewell's frantic.
You look about your person and indeed, perhaps too frantically to do so accurately, you get a rough check and see that nothing too valuable is absent at this time. Okay, and with that, Master Mandion Gelden, you begin to stir as well the haunting southern drawl and taunts of Iron Burnbath haunt you in a dark forest, and you are plagued almost constantly by the purple smoke and energy that just seems to flow throughout this woodland. You are in a dark area, dark set of woods, leafless limbs, and a starry night. There is a path before you that leads to the right and one that leads to the left. Iran constantly taunting you as to your decision. Which way do you choose to go?
I go to the right.
You choose the rightmost path and push forward and enter in through an archway that is very reminiscent of that of Stonehenge, passing forth it into a circular, very, again, Stonehenge interior. You turn around as you could feel this warmth behind you that you didn't feel before. And there you can see that in the archway of the Stonehenge is that symbol, the Daedric one, Ot, which refers to the Daedric plane of oblivion. And there's a crack of orange thunder right before you. And you arise as well.
Ooh.
In your metallic suit, and almost immediately what comes over you as you sit upward is the pain on your neck from having been in this suit. You must have slept in it, because oh boy, do you feel like you feel it.
Ugh. Ugh. I lay still, trying not to move and cause any more pain.
It
And
should
I kind of... What was that?
It should be said, Master Skeezewell and Master Mandion, you guys can expend another free hit dice because you were unconscious for the maximum amount of time.
Bing.
And as a reward for being so patient, whilst the spotlight was not on you, gentlemen, I don't want you to feel like you've been too shortchanged here.
Well, thank you.
Least I can do, the way I see it.
Just one, you said?
Yes, please, another free one. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, yeah, Mandion and Skeezewell, you guys have awoken. There is the small roar of a somewhat dimming fire. Nowhere near dwindling, though. And Waldwin seems to be curled up in a bedroll, beginning to rouse from a sleep of his own, and Ulzgud Bone-Breaker appears like he has been watchful throughout the evening.
Mandion Gelden is going to lay down for a bit and reflect on the javelins that pass through my rival's body, trying to calculate whether or not he would have died or not.
Ooh.
Before sitting up and
Ah.
observing my surroundings.
If that was any kind of serious,
I would like to think
pondering.
about it. Yeah.
Okay,
It was
alright,
gonna be a
alright.
reflection.
Yeah, you could do a, you could do a history check to try to recollect your nemesis's torn limbs and the state of his being last you saw him. You recollect. You recollect back to times of when your adventuring party was beating the living shit out of Iron Burnbath, blood profusively pouring from his facial features and his arm appendage, which you remember to be torn up quite sizably. You think Ulzgud probably ruptured the main tendons of the arm, and it may very well be deemed unusable. At least you like to think so. Oh, how you laughed as Iron Burnbath's face became bruised and pulped and swollen through the constant thrashing
That's right.
of at least getting on a half a minute. You believe it to be. You You hope he met a demise. You know
It's
he
unknown,
suffered at least, and that comforts you as you rise up in the morning.
It does. Do I have a sense of how long it's been since I stepped into the portal? Like, do the seasons seem right? Does it seem like it's been a crazy amount of time? Can I really tell? I know I feel like shit, but I don't know if it's just because I was in the suit.
Yeah, you definitely feel like shit. You're definitely sore around your neck area, which you know to be from the suit for sure. You are a bit on the fatigue side, though you've been sweeping for some amount of time. It's difficult for you to necessarily gauge. So you're not completely ravaged. You are quite hungry though. You do feel quite hungry indeed. That's the second most noticeable thing that comes over you. You can make a perception check for your surroundings.
I will.
If you want to gauge.
I'll see if everything makes sense.
Yeah. If enough time has
if it seems
passed,
like it is the real world, see if the seasons are right. See if
yeah, general surrounding
is this a trick?
check. Yeah,
What's going
yeah.
on?
Nope. It feels quite good. I imagine one of the first things you do is flip your visor open to get a bit of fresh air, and it is poignant. It is a pleasantly chilly early morning. Bit of the birds are starting to rouse now and chirp throughout the not too distant woodland away. You'd be able to feel the touch of grass if it weren't for your, current suit armament. Your companion seems to be in good status and health. The season doesn't appear to have changed anything drastically. It's about, the temperature is about what you expect it to be.
Okay. And I'm right at the camp.
Yep, you're right there. You are a mere 15 feet away from the fire itself and Master Bone-Breaker. Waldwin's rather close to you, and Skeezewell's even closer.
I will grunt at Ulzgud, trying to get his attention, letting him know that I'm awake, and let him know that I will need assistance getting up, as I'm in massive pain.
Ulzgud, recognizing such sounds, immediately gets up to help Mandion.
You just finished the final lashing on your third bone shiv as you stand up to come and assist Mandion Gelden, who is rather awkwardly just trying to get up on his own and appears may need a bit of momentum in the right direction and assistance. Master Binbag, you've been out for a little while, and you also find yourself rather hungry at this time.
Yeah, Skeezewell wants to roast a ration. Is there still a fire going?
There is, yep, and the fire is serviceable enough to get a toasted ration coming stat. You can make a survival check real quick, please.
Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to eat it, and then I'd also like to start working on my pipe more.
Ooh, okay, alright, okay. You're a bit drowsy and a bit famished, and you hesitate to be patient enough to, want to cook this ration and settle for a job half done and begin gnawing away on it proper feverishly. Mandion and Skeezewell, I believe you guys both had rations this morning, right? So you guys can both please write such a thing.
Yes.
Thank you. That'll just be good for the logs. I can go back and check later. And for the recording as well. I'll have, it's proof. It's proof.
You can't prove I was there.
You guys have a hearty ration each and are feeling much better for it almost immediately. And that surge of energy will be coming to you in the following minutes. Master Binbag, with your worm-tooth pipe, you are able to fiddle amongst that and start picking at it while you're chewing. You think the project to be promising still, and continue about doing whatever you can to fetch away at it. Is that what you dedicate the remainder of your time to here? Pretty much?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Excellent. I will keep track of how much time passes between right now and when this segment finishes. And I will update you on the progress in that regard. And I'll have you make some kind of check when that time comes. Master Ulzgud, I guess you can make a athletics check to assist Mandion and Gelden up with advantage, since Mandion and Gelden will... Oh, no need. won't get much better than that. A 26. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Mandion, you are hoisted up in what you didn't expect. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker rather nonsensically, or rather no nonsensely, lifts you right up with seemingly little issue.
Thank you, my friend. I must exit this suit. I'm so sore, and I release a cloud of steam from my suit, and the back starts to release and open up.
Yeah, you can see Ulzgud taking note of this process. Perhaps it may now be a thing. It may now be a thing of interest to you.
It is.
There is an interesting like chess piece that's almost in the shape of a cogwheel that kind of extends out, and Mandion grasps it with his front hand and kind of gives it a bit of a twist and begins to pull it out slightly to a point where it then remains, and you can see that perhaps that has something to do with the mechanism to activate or unlock or whatever to this suit of armor. And the vertical seam along the back of this very slick, dark, metallic suit splits open ever so slowly. And I believe you're familiar now with this type of the process. It takes a very long time, it seems, for this suit to unmeld from Mandion and Gelden, and can be expedited with a bit of your strength in the right direction. If you'd like to lend more aid, I'd say you could do so without having to make another check due to the dank nature of your last athletics roll.
Yeah, I'd like to help, and just afterward, let it be noted that Ulzgud wrote this down.
Okay. All right. Very good. You take a minute and a half with this process of exiting heavy armor being expedited greatly to just a mere minute and a half of slowly pulling pretty much as hard as you can. It only goes as fast as the servos allow, but you notice a noticeable increase in the speed in which this occurs, from pulling back upon the suit. Assistance, indeed. And Mandion and Gelden, you are able to climb out, scrunching yourself out of the suit back first. And the first thing you do is kind of drape your body back into the cool air, and it is fantastic.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I will almost collapse out of the suit. Not from exhaustion, but more from just aching.
Yes, yep. It is. It feels so great to just move the shoulders around and limber. Get the shoulder blades all the way back, your elbows back as far as they can go, almost touching behind you. It feels.
Mandion
great.
Gelden's gonna wait for his ration to settle before taking a couple laps jog around the clearing, and he's gonna let his teammates know.
Oh, okay. Damn. Nice.
He almost feels like he does not use his strength inside the suit, even though it weighs 3 times his weight.
Yes.
He feels like he needs to tone up his body and get himself back in shape.
Okay. Very, very good. Very good. Very, very interesting. And as far as you can tell, to be quite accurate. You go about doing so. Make a perception check for me, Mandion and Gelden, please.
I will.
And Waldwin and Skeezewell, is there anything you guys are up to as Mandion kind of announces he's heading for a bit of a jog about the meadow today?
How much of all of this have I seen? Have I been awake for?
Yes, yeah, I would say you've been up for all of it. You rose when Skeezewell and Mandion began grunting in the morning, and you witnessed Ulzgud stand up after finishing his bone shiv and go over to help Mandion, and you've been tracking ever since.
I'd like to just take mental note of the process that was used to get Mandion out of his suit.
Yep. I would say during that interval you could get up, stroll around the fire, and if you were curious, come peer over and see the process. It certainly took a long enough time.
And then I would like to go out and check my trap that I put out.
Oh, okay. All right, very good.
Nice.
Do you let anyone know that you're heading off?
Yeah, I'll let Master Bone-Breaker know that I'm heading out to go check my trap.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
It appears to you that, much to your surprise, Master Bone-Breaker has a fine feather quill, and is dotting a bit of ink that's over on his lap, and writing something in a what appears to be crudely leather-bound journal of some caliber. Which you didn't quite expect from the half-naked man. And he gives you a nod, and you continue on your way toward the wood line. Master Binbag, anything from you? You're continuing with your worm pipe, as it were.
Yeah, where
I just wanted to
exactly am
double
I
check.
again? In relation to everyone else?
You're just hanging out along the campsite with Mandion Gelden's armor and Ulzgud Bone-Breaker.
Okay. The other question is, my spell slots. Are they restored at this point or not?
They are restored at this point.
Okay.
Everyone, if you've done any altering to your abilities or spells, they should have been correct when the session began. I didn't remake an announcement, but yes, you find yourselves rejuvenated in that regard. All of your abilities and spell slots should be refreshed at this time, if they have not been already.
They are.
Including like my suit's abilities, like defensive field and whatnot.
Including your suit's abilities. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I would say for sure. I would definitely say that. I would
Cool.
definitely say
Okay.
that.
Very good.
All right. And with that, about 5 minutes or so passed. Me and Gelden, you were able to get a beautiful look at the scenery. The grass is fine, and the air, perhaps the sweetest there is. I don't know about you, but when it's pleasantly chilly, there can be no finer time. And you are, yes.
Am I able to get my bearings when I go on this jog? Do I also know where we are?
Yes, yep. This
Cool.
area is familiar to you, and as well familiar to you, Skeezewell Binbag, from what you can make out. You guys traveled on foot toward the mountain of Gilgamesh, so you are somewhat familiar with the area in between here and Refugees Rest.
Have I been to Refugees Rest?
An excellent question. I've been pondering who's been to Refugees Rest and not, and I guess now is the time to ask who's been to Refugees Rest.
I was gonna say that I went there for supplies before my trip to Mount Gilgamesh.
I would say that's fairly often. And I would say, since it's also kind of a day's way out of your journey, right? If you could have packed enough to, get you there in one fell swoop, or stop there. It's up to you.
It's true.
I'll leave it up to whoever to decide that right now. Who's been to Refugees Rest?
I
I'd
am not
say
from these lands,
Ulzgud
so
has been there once or twice, but not for a couple years.
Oh, okay. All right. So not in recent times. Okay. Anyone else?
yeah,
say
I'm not
Walt-
from these lands, so I would say that I landed there as I knew that my target was gonna be Mount Gilgamesh.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Master Binbag Waldwin?
Skeezewell has not been to Refugees Rest.
Okay,
He,
alright.
he crashed here.
Okay. Very good. But just keep that in mind, for when the time comes. And
Waldwood
yes.
has been there before with his previous party that he set out to Mount Gilgamesh with,
Okay.
but only once before.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Excellent, gentlemen. Let's see. With that, I think we will have our break here. Get a nice little 10-minute break in.
All right.
Okay. where we left off in our sick break. You gentlemen were just going about some morning routines. Mandion Gelden going for a nice run, exercising his actual limbs for a change. And the other party members going about their various morning work. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker writing upon in his journal. Writing many a sweet thing. Who no one knows but him. Waldwin, what are you up to this morning?
I checked my trap. What do I find?
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Excuse me. Yep. You are trap hunting.
Sir.
You head on over yonder toward your trap. I'd like you to roll a 20-sided dice for me to determine what lays inside your trap. Not much. It appears that your trap is unmolested, as no one has taken to the mushrooms.
I'd like to leave that still set up, and I want to look around the area for any wood that might be able to be used to fashion a weapon.
Oh.
And like any rocks that I might be able to use.
Okay. I'll have you make a perception or survival check, up to you, to start locating and acquiring materials. How much time are you donating to this task?
I'd like to spend probably about 2 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So be it. So be it.
Hands on a question.
Yeah. you begin going about your journey. Okay. I would say, about 5 minutes or so goes by. Everyone going about their various activities. Mandion Gelden, you're probably tired of running at this time. It was fun, but
That's enough of that. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back to the suit and check it over and everything like that.
The weather is clear, the wind cool, the sun rising happily into the sky. There's still faintly some stars in the sky at this time. And you begin checking it over your suit. I'd like an investigation check, please.
Investigation.
Ooh, damn. It appears to be in pretty good condition. You were concerned you had some right arm issues the last time you were using it, and you think maybe that could definitely use a glance over, and most certainly you find in digging open in some of the internals, it appears that a bit of Eron Burnbath gunk and a goblin projectile has managed to wedge its way in somewhere in your where the arm meets the shoulder of the suit, and perhaps that was attributing to some of the malfunctions you were incurring earlier. So that could do with a bit of a cleaning and potential repairing once you've surmised the rest of what's up with it.
Got it. I'll certainly spend some time working on that. I want to be in tip-top shape.
Okay, very good. Master Bone-Breaker?
Yes.
What are you up to, my friend? A good 5 minutes or so goes by, unless you're writing in length in your journal and wish to continue doing so. I would say something else probably suits your fancy.
Let's see.
Right now, Waldwin's out of sight. You saw him disappear over toward the wood line. Pretty sure he told you he was heading off. That was about 5 minutes or so ago.
One of my purple worm teeth. Start carving that.
Oh shit! Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So
let it be noted, I'm carving them not for more bone javelins.
Okay. Very good. I suspect what they may be for. Is there a certain, quality that are you going for, like, a very pristine, like, highest quality that you can achieve with these things?
Yes.
Or, like, what's the, okay, all right.
This is one of the highest priorities for Ulzgud.
Shit. Well, I mean, you and I seem to have, we've had a good run with, me allowing you to decide what you'd like to do for roles of an odd caliber like this, and we never did quite decide what we wanted to do for our crafting rules. So I'll just go ahead and let you, Master Bone-Breaker, to describe, what you'd like to do to assist you in the perfection of this piece of worm tooth. If you could justify the use of the skill to me, I will allow it.
Let's see. I am going to be using... I'm going to be using my perception on this because I am paying very keen and close attention to it. And it is something I'm rather familiar with, the bones.
I would say that. Okay, I would say that. Okay, alright, okay. Doing your utmost. It'd be best perhaps if you had tools perhaps a bit more suited toward the job.
Yeah.
A bit more, you're hesitant to use any of your thieves' tools due to the value that they have and due to their fragility, but those do pop into your mind as what could be a decent set of etching tools potentially, but you decide against that, and try to focus just keenly on the overarching details and plan and start very carefully. Less is more in an instance such as this until it truly takes shape in your mind. You just begin working at the very beginnings of this form, more cautiously than anything else, and I assume you'll be doing that for X amount of time until you get tired of it, or something happens. So I'll be keeping track of now the time that you start this until that ends. Master Binbag, it's been about a good 10 minutes of wormtooth pipe carving for you over there, which isn't too much in the grand scheme of things, but I'm doing what I can. Okay, so you begin that process, Master Bone-Breaker, slowly but surely. Mandion, you're beginning your repairs upon your suit. I'd like a survival check from you, Mandion Gelden.
Yes, sir.
Or whatever you think would be appropriate for suit mending. I don't know. Survival seems pretty decent to me.
That's probably the best choice. Yeah.
I guess you could do like an intelligence or something like that potentially, but
yeah, just I guess straight intelligence or something. But
yeah, I don't know. Like something for you to think about. Yeah, you do your best cleaning up the gunk in there. It is thickly caked and has deeply seeped within the servos and inner confines of the suit. Rough. It's certainly gonna take time.
Well, I don't mind spending some more time in my suit and get to know it better. Maybe learn some things.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I would say, an hour goes by. Does anyone do anything other than your activities in this hour?
I'm still strangely focused on my suit. It seems to hold my attention better than most things.
I would say you've got about cleaning it very well, through this hour amount of time, and I've surmised that the damage to it was minimal, and it was probably just the physical blockage of that small, looks like an arrowhead perhaps that wedged its way in there, and it seems to be in working order once again.
Good. I'll just go over it, make sure that my pistol is still well attached. I'll see if I missed anything, see if there's any info I can gain about it, see if I can utilize the suit better. I'll eventually climb back inside.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. You go about taking another few minutes to go about the suit and so on and so forth, making sure you've got a job well done. The stars have completely vanished from the sky at this time now, and a beautiful light blue has taken over the sky. The proud yellow sun is fully visible at this time, its full form. Being known. The temperature's still quite good, though the sun is warming you guys quite excellently. The pleasure now of the sun and the pleasant chill in the air, it's all quite well. Very light cloud coverage. Master Binbag, Master Bone-Breaker, your respective worm tooth carving endeavors. Let's see. I would like a D20 from the both of you, just for a general check. Ooh, Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, you'll be happy to know that you're off quite well. Master Binbag, you potentially may be a little mentally distracted elsewhere. And something's keeping you from truly honing in on your craft with too much dedication. Nevertheless, though, you have plugged away on it for a good hours now, and you have certainly made some progress, though it's probably not what you were personally hoping for.
Alright, can Skeezewell cut his losses and just make it a crude yet functional pipe, as opposed to like an intricately scrimshawed one?
Ooh, I would say you could start making steps toward that if you'd really like to. Your final call on that decision right now. It's up to you.
Yeah, with the hopes of just making it functional sooner rather than later.
Okay, all right. Well, with the making it a little less on the what is it, function over fashion or whatever, right? You you begin brooding your way through it, not enough so to damage it in a way too much where it would be compromised, but doing your utmost to expedite this process. You've reached the 75 percentile mark, brooding your way through it.
Nice.
It will take a good bit longer, but you are, of 3/4 of the way done in that process overall. So you are at a smokable, so you have a smokable utensil. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker. You've made quite good progress. I'll be deducting one worm tooth from your inventory and adding in a worm tooth carving, I guess we'll call it here. And I would call this about 35% done at this time. You spent a good hour with it and have been mentally focusing on it quite well.
Nice.
And are quite pleased with the progress you've made so far. It's up to you if you'd like to stop this endeavor or continue forth, gentlemen, with your various activities. Man, it'll only take you, a few more minutes till you're done checking over your armor and begin mounting it. I'm not sure what your plans are after that.
I do have plans.
Okay.
Depends how long we're staying here, but...
Okay, alright, very good, very good. Master Waldwin, you've spent a good hour or so foraging. Let's see.
Have I found anything useful?
Indeed. Let's see. You got a 22 in that survival, which I feel is quite juicy. What was it you were looking for in particular again?
Things to craft a spear.
A spear. A spear is your desire. Okay. I would say you were certainly able to find plenty of crafting materials for such a thing as that. You're able to get 2 shafts of wood to serve as the shafts of the spears, quite adamantly, you think, and are able to get rather jagged-looking stones that you spent a good amount of time procuring, rather finely, to be just proper, and are able to get them, and you ravage some of the cattails that you managed to discover earlier and apply some of those as a bit of lashing. And you have the materials you need to potentially make a spear. I will leave it up to you to decide what you would like to use to get your spear crafted. You pick a skill and
just yet.
Okay.
I want to use my second hour to continue to look for any more supplies like food or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So be it. So be it. You can make another perception check, please. Just as a broad overall, you know, awareness in this wooded area. 14, pretty good. You're able to come across more of those dubious mushrooms that you found before that you're still not quite sure about. They seem to be rather prevalent around this area, growing at the base of the majority of these trees.
What did I find this time?
You are able to procure what looks like some rather curious flowers of a blue coloration. It is up to you if you desire to take these blue flowers with you or not. It's up to you.
I will.
Okay, very good. You get it. You get it. I don't know. There's a, you know, at least a half a dozen if you want them, and there's more also.
Sure.
You know, it's up to you.
I'll take as many as I can.
Shit. Okay. All right. You can get a dozen. I would say, of these blue flowers.
And how many mushrooms did I find?
You find half a dozen dubious mushrooms.
Okay.
It's up to you how many you want to take. There's a
I'll take all 6.
plentiful amount. Okay. Very good.
And once I'm done foraging, I'll head back to the camp.
Okay, very good, very good. I would say about a good half an hour or so of that goes by before you begin making your way back to the boys. And you gentlemen find Waldwin as he makes his way over towards you. Do you gentlemen spend another half hour with your various crafting jobs? Okay, all right, yeah, very good, very good. Just making sure.
How much do the flowers weigh?
The flowers weigh like 1/10 of a pound each, like, you know, not very much at all. You do like 0.1 or something like that. That should be just fine. Let's see, I need to switch up the tunes real quick. Mandion and Gelden, what were you considering for this half-hour interval? Takes you about, 5 minutes or so to don your armor on by yourself. No one assists you in that endeavor, and you have a whole 25 minutes or so to play with before Waldwin makes his way over.
Yeah, I was gonna sit by the fire and see if I can get a good way to mount my ornate whetstone on the armor of my knees to start sharpening my short sword.
Ooh, you want to attach your whetstone to yourself?
Maybe, just at least for
Perhaps.
the time being, just to get a good, stable placement for it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, maybe if I could,
I understand. I
like,
understand. Okay.
separate the plates of my knee and, open my knee, just clamp it in there or something.
Yeah, I would say if you, bend your knee enough, a small gap can eventually be seen, right? Where the front shin piece comes up and that thigh armor meets it, with your.
Yeah, maybe just like the thicker outer plates or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. You're I would say with your knee bent all the way and tucked up close to your chest as much as you could possibly do so. Far easier said than done. That's your best hope for a little whetstone slot that you could really maneuver. I feel well enough.
Yeah, I'll get in the best position I can and go at sharpening for 20 minutes or so.
Okay. It should be said, you aren't able to get quite perhaps the precision, due to the. Well, I mean, actually, roll. Why don't you roll whatever skill you want to sharpen that fucking short sword?
Damn.
And you can justify it to me, and I'll give you the yay or nay.
Damn, you are really
I don't know. Hey. Oh.
I'm not on VPN, so don't say that.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
It sounds good now.
Okay. I just spent that second.
Oh, yeah, it's doing it again. Okay. I'm just gonna do like a sleight of hand. You know, it's not my best. Just because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Holding that at a 45-degree angle or whatever, 30-degree angle. Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, very good.
Oh.
Can't believe it.
Exceptional. Just a moment, gentlemen, while I disconnect and return. Want to make sure that my Discord is, working. Okay, technical difficulties. Mandion Gelden, ornate whetstone. Excellent application of the precision and dexterity. I guess needed to finally get a dank edge on that short sword.
Yes.
I would say that, if you do that for solid half an hour until Waldwin returns to the campsite, you are going to be looking juicy. And your short sword will be as well.
I'll do it.
Let's see. We are talking what is it, a +2? +2 to damage on the short sword?
I guess, sure.
Hot dog.
Whatever you want.
That's pretty juicy. Is that what you got, Binbag? Who sharpened their shit with the ornate whetstone and made it dank? There's one of you.
Yeah, I sharpened my javelins to get the +2 javelins.
Yeah, yep, okay. Yep.
+1
Nice.
for regular sharpening.
Yep, okay, yep, good then. I recollect. There's a method to my madness somewhere.
Sweet.
All right, yeah, very good.
As shit. I love it.
Yeah, yep. You get a fine, sharp blade. As Waldwin returns to camp. Bundle of materials strewn under his arm.
Once I get back to camp, I'd like to start working on my spear.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. You begin fashioning about in your spear. So be it. It will. Well, Waldwin, I will let you roll what you desire to craft this spear, because I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. I would probably make you roll survival. But if you can justify something better to me, then let it rip, I say.
I guess, yeah, survival, since it's a spear. I'll do that.
Huh. Kind of makes sense to me. You are going to be able to fashion these spears together, since you spent such a good amount of time getting the high quality materials. That certainly factors in.
Excellent.
Your hours you spent out there will not be the hour and a half you spent out there will not be in vain. And with a 14 survival check, you turn out pretty good. It's going to take about 20 minutes, half an hour or so at least to fashion these two spears together.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that they're put together well.
Okay, yeah. In that
I'll
case,
take
yeah.
I'll take as long as I need to.
Okay. All right, very good. So yeah, and I want to be clear, you want spears and not javelins. These are going to be longer, potentially melee, focused weapons.
Yeah, with the
throwables.
No, focus on melee.
Okay, all right, very good. Then then spears will probably be a bit better.
I'll get rid of my jagged rocks and branches then.
Yes,
and add
yeah.
2 spears.
Yeah, you can actually go over in the top right in the compendium and type in spear. And go under items and drag and drop the spear into your inventory. Yeah. If you want to try that, that's something I'm gonna have you guys start doing a bit more often with more mundane items, not customized stuff.
Excellent.
Since it's there, and it will also add the attacks and like the real deal to your stuff.
Okay, I have 2 of them in there.
Good. Good. Yeah, yep, nice. Dank. And you can see they've populated in your attacks as well.
Excellent.
I believe they are based off your strength. And that cannot be changed. And that, unfortunately, isn't the best for you.
The only reason I'm going for it is because I don't know with your guys' session, but I read like in the D&D original one was like you get an extra attack.
Oh, interesting.
For what?
When
For
you
the
use
spear.
the spear as a melee, you get an extra 1 to 2 attacks per round.
Oh, interesting. Shit.
Oh, that is interesting. I haven't heard of such a thing. I must admit. Well, I'll have to do some investigating on that.
I'll send you what I found afterward.
Yeah, please do. Please do. All right. Well, with spear crafting going underway, another half an hour is potentially going to be spent amongst our various crafting activities. Mandion, I would say you're done sharpening your short sword in this half hour, and another half hour's potentially here for anyone who wants to continue utilizing it for crafting and so on.
I will sharpen my javelin.
Oh shit! Okay, all right.
I have a javelin.
You have a javelin. Okay, all right.
And while I do that, is everyone around the camp?
Oh yeah, yep. No,
Okay.
everyone's just around and they're all working on their various stuff.
I will, while I'm going through my inventory, pulling out my javelin, I'll let the team know that I have a short bow, but no arrows. If anyone needs a short bow, or would like a short bow.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I was about to.
No, I don't use a bloody bow.
I glance at Skeezewell, saying, "I know your power."
Uninterested.
Sorry, was that Ulzgud who taking the short bow?
Uninterested.
Oh well. Sorry. Damn. Two thumbs down. You can see it's Ulzgud and Mandion, like Ulzgud and Skeezewell, like both doing a very similar like bone crafting on these large worm teeth that are resting in the palms of like each of one of their hands, and they're like etching and digging into each of them, and then they just turn over and look at you, Mandion, Gelden, and like look back over, and continue about their crafting.
I will toss the short bow into the fire.
It is so. It's Waldwin, you watch as this beautiful little wooden short bow is cast into the flames.
I was gonna tell you that I was interested in it, but it's too
It
far
is
gone
on
now.
fire.
I would say there is time to grab and save it if you want it, but if not, it will quickly be destroyed.
I will pull it from the fire.
Okay, I'll have you make a dexterity check. So you can just roll your dexterity attribute flat to try to intercept it before it even reaches the flames.
Oh.
Wait, you guys watch as the bit more slender frame of Waldwin leaps into action and drops these crafted spears that he just made upon the ground and leaps forth almost animalistically, potentially almost on all fours for a second, grasping the short bow over the flames in in quite the fluid display before shifting back over and back to his original resting place.
Mandion is very entertained by Walden's quick moves, and he claps his hands together with a clank, laughing it to himself, seeing him die for the bow. And he'll go back to work.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Waldwin, you may type short bow into the compendium and drag and drop a short bow from your items into your list.
Okay, I don't know. I did that. I don't know if it added it to my inventory or not.
It sure didn't.
If you have your
You might have done the
key
proficiency instead.
open,
Oh, yeah.
like
I
separate.
sure did.
Oh,
Classic.
Okay.
Easy to do, if you ask me.
There we
you
go.
There you go. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Skeezewell Binbag. I reckon you are. I mean, another hour. You're done. You're done. You're done with your pipe. I mean, if you're still brute forcing it, Skeezewell Binbag, you're done with your worm tooth pipe at this time.
All right, and there's the bloody hole all the way through. Skeezewell hastily grinds and stuffs the pipe with the smokable herb that he purchased from the vendor earlier.
Ooh, okay.
Where did she go?
Nice, very good. You smoke the smoke weef of Mordechiko.
Well, hold on, I didn't say I smoked it yet. I
Oh,
just
pardon
stuffed
me.
it.
Oh, okay, very good. No, very good, very
All
good.
right, lads, gather round. It's finally done. Skeezewell offers the pipe to all.
oh,
Ulzgud, you are just about wrapping up your second segment of your fine worm tooth carving here, and you're looking pretty good. It's a little past halfway done. You feel at this time. What does it look like, Ulzgud Bone-Breaker? This worm tooth carving you're working on. For the last 2 hours.
Crafting the tooth into the shape of a bird's skull.
Ooh.
And the base of the tooth is more of the skull itself, and running down to the tip of the tooth is going to turn into the beak.
Damn, sick. Damn, it is starting to take shape as so. Yeah. Excellent.
And with having finished that, like getting up to 50%, Ulzgud would like to take out the snake corpse and skin it.
Okay, you don't partake in the smoke pipe?
Ulzgud is really uninterested in that.
Okay.
Almost offended.
Okay, very good.
Bloody hell, more for me then. Skeezewell casts Prestidigitation to light the pipe, and he begins smoking it.
Okay.
Waldwin is interested in the pipe.
Okay. Fucking. I should have known this would happen. Alright, Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, you can make your survival check for you're just skinning this snake, nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, yeah, you could skin this bad girl, with a survival check. Hell yeah, boom, you go about skinning the snake, it'll take a few minutes. You feel like you can get this done adequately.
Nice.
And quite well, without wasting too much time. Skeezewell Binbag, you pack in this floral herb, which is a bit sticky to the touch, leaving a bit of residue upon your fingertips, and press the slightly foul worm tooth up upon your mouth and begin to inhale as you cast Prestidigitation upon it to get a bit of the smoke flowing. You can see a bit of the smoke flowing up from the embers of the floor as you withdraw it down through the pipe, and a harsh sensation enters your lungs and upper torso immediately. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, in reaction to this smoked herbal substance.
Who's up for?
It's you.
Okay.
It's for you smoking this dank smoke weed from this rancid worm pipe.
All right.
Fucking you. Oh no. Well, I mean, Waldwin. If I can, I'm sorry.
Was it a
You
save?
too. Fucking, it was a save, but that's only if you smoke it. Only if Skeezewell lets you. Fucking hold on. Fucking Skeezewell Binbag.
I'm offering it to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, you smoke back and then fucking pass it over. Fucking as you. as you're drawing and like peeling back from this inhalation, you're handing it off to whoever's grabbing it in your periphery. Waldwin, you're up first. You're on deck. Skeezewell, Binbag. This sensation feels you as you exhale. Almost kind of a light buzzing takes over your periphery, and you can feel it quite heavily in your face, almost immediately. You have a feeling this is going to be a good ride. Waldwin, you get a very similar sensation. This perhaps isn't your first time indulging in such a substance. It is a narcotic, but certainly nothing of a hard drug by any stretch of the imagination. Akin to probably what you may imagine.
Waldwin is very familiar.
And you find yourself just feeling quite pleasant, and a case of the giggles is bound to come over you soon enough, you suspect. Okay, anyone else? Mandy and Gelden, are you partaking also? Muted Gelden, I should say.
Mandy and Gelden would like to look at my companions who just did drugs in front of me and look at their visual state to see if they are okay.
Okay, you can do a medicine check.
Medicine check.
It's only been, a minute or so. Oh, yeah, no.
I want to make sure it's not poisonous.
They're looking good. Aside from, the slight cough, which really, if they really coughed at all, it was only slightly, no hacking truly of any crazy caliber. So I don't know. It seemed to have been a fairly smooth ride, and they, you don't see anything off about them. They appear rather relaxed, if anything. And not too relaxed either. They seem coherent, yet seem fine to you.
Mandy and Gelden will partake.
Okay, very good, very good. You're able to just if you scrunch up your skull all the way up into the top of your helmet the best that you can and extend your neck, just get scrunch your lips just up over pretty close to your nose and just get them up over the visor. Just enough to get the job done. Skeezewell, do you fucking prestidigitation their bulls to help them get the smoke they need amply?
Yo, Skeezewell never lets the cherry go out.
Nice. It's very good. Very good. Excellent. A Constitution save, Master Mandy and Gelden.
Constitution save.
As this similar sensation feels the top of your torso, and you're feeling it. Boy, howdy, are you feeling it? You blow out some dank smoke rings out of the small fish lips protruding out of the visor.
Nice.
That quickly dissipate into the surrounding wind.
Very good. This will help me focus on my sharpening.
And you feel it, also in your face. It's very much a body high indeed. At least initially. Who knows what can be said in a few minutes from now.
I can't wait.
Okay. All right. Very good. So, with that, gentlemen, you are left amongst yourselves. The fauna and flora. No, nothing really comes across you. It's rather peaceful and quaint down here in this private nook of the Grey Shore. Nothing really catches your eye of too much suspicion or consequence.
Mandy and Gelden would... Is he done sharpening the javelin?
I would say, yeah. I would say our half hour has come and gone. Just then, Mandy and Gelden, your javelin sharpened with your innate whetstone, giving you a
Excellent.
+2 to that damage on top of what you
Nice.
may already have. It is done.
Very good.
I'm also giving you. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh my.
Watch out, everyone.
God.
Watch out. Giving you the sharp short sword. Just so we
Nice.
both know what's going on.
Very nice.
No, you got. I don't know. You guys are looking fairly good at this time. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, I would say you've skinned and quartered your snake most admirably.
Nice.
You may add a small snake pelt to your inventory and a raw ration's worth of snake meat, if you care to specify. Raw meat would do.
Okay.
Doesn't it doesn't really have too much unique going for it as far as it being snake meat in particular goes. Wiener meat. If I had to guess, I would suspect not a very fatty morsel. All right, and with that, gentlemen, the adventuring day is yours.
Nice. I was. Oh, go ahead.
Waldwin would like to, in his relaxed state, investigate the dubious mushrooms and the blue flowers he found.
Ooh, okay. You can do a
See
nature.
if he is familiar with them.
You can do a nature check. You can do nature or history. See if you just know what they are, or see if you recall what they could be.
I'll
From-
do.
From
You said
something.
nature or history, right?
Nature or history? Yeah, it's up to you. Recollection or active flora identification? It's up to you.
I'll do nature.
Ooh, you can make out the flowers to just be a wild tundra meadow flower that doesn't really to be, nothing too remarkable. The dubious mushrooms you know to be unedible for humans due to the certain toxins that they contain.
Interesting.
They aren't terribly poisonous. They're only very dangerous when ingested in large amounts, but they are bitter to the taste and, not highly coveted in any stretch of the imagination.
Am I aware of any uses for the flowers?
No.
Okay.
No, they may have some alchemical properties, potentially, but they aren't quite known to you.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much you've dabbled in the alchemical arts. That's something we'll have to discuss, you and me.
Indeed.
But I would lean more toward probably nah.
Okay. Other than that, I'll just spend my time relaxing.
Nothing wrong with that. Very good. Very good. Mandion Gelden?
Yeah, Mandion Gelden. Feeling calm, doesn't really want to work on anything in particular, but he would like to go on a walk and see if he could scout any trails or roads leading south towards Refugees Rest.
Ooh, okay. Alright, yeah. Getting a general bearing for where you are, no problem.
He will ask if anyone would like to join him, but he was going to go on a bit of a scouting trip.
Okay, very good.
Ulzgud desires to go.
Okay, yeah, I would say you've certainly finished up your whatever you were doing, Master Bone-Breaker, with your snake, and yeah, desire to set off with Mandion for a brief scouting interlude.
Waldwin will go along as well.
Oh shit! Okay, all right. Lashing your spears about your person, you set off. The fire dwindling rather at this time, as it's getting I don't know, probably a few hours from noon at this time. Okay, very good.
The best light for a scouting trip.
Skeezewell Binbag, will you be accompanying the team as well in the scouting adventure?
Skeezewell reluctantly joins and takes the tail of the party.
Okay, alright. Not desiring to be left on your lonesome, you tread forth at the tail end of the party. Mandion, Gelden, and Ulzgud, I guess you guys would be heading this expedition. How far are we going? I guess will be what I ask. How far are we heading south?
I was thinking about, staying between the camp and the river and just going south that way.
Yep. Along like the wood line.
1,000 feet. Yeah, somewhere around the wood line.
Okay, all right, very good, very good.
Just looking out for any markers or any landmarks, any roads,
yeah.
anything that might be the best path back.
Okay, all right. Mandion or Ulzgud, perception checks, or one of you with advantage. You guys can delegate.
I'll take it if you want.
Yeah, go for
Perception.
it. Go for it. Nice.
Oh, hot diggity dog. Eagle-eyed Ulzgud, they call him. Keeping your peepers peeled and quite tall. It makes you adept at checking out the relatively flat lands of these meadows and fields. There's the occasional tree that juts out of the woodline every now and then, but for the most part, it's rather uniform. This good bit of clearing that seemingly continues almost all the way down the riverside, south of the Gray Shore toward Refugees Rest. It looks rather clear from what you can tell. You do see the occasional small game creature here and there, the occasional rabbit, the occasional squirrel, a prairie dog here and there. You do spot the occasional cliff racer, always present up in the air, not too far away, swooping about. You spot over in the woodland some larger creatures, but are unable to get a positive identification on them before they scramble off quickly into the woodline. You suspect it could have been a dinosaur-esque creature.
Okay.
Most common in these parts, known as the Struthiomimus.
The Struthiomimus.
Not dangerous, and a smaller herbivore-esque bipedal dinosaur animal. You know them to be skittish and fearful. But no dirt roads. No, a distinct lack of dirt roads. You don't spot really any glimmer of civilization, it should be said. No small hamlets, no docks, no... nothing really. You guys are deep in secluded wilderness.
And I will let my party know as such, and say we may just need to follow the river down south, and hope we don't encounter anything terrible. After we gather our belongings, of course.
Yes, it should be said there's a bedroll or two left behind at the camp.
Oh, very true.
That will need gathering. I do not believe. I do not believe anyone made a point to gather those. So.
Yeah, we'll most likely regroup before we head down south.
Yeah, you guys are in close proximity and talk about what you found in your scouting. You all pretty much basically see the same thing. It's Ulzgud who had a finer eye for any movement detected, which was really nothing out of the ordinary for the local biome, and nothing too remarkable. You boys can, spend a few minutes to head back to camp, gather up anything you left behind, and set back off down south if that's what you guys are down to do.
That is my plan. If anyone else disagrees, then they can disagree.
I'm game.
I would. Well, I still have my trap out, so I'd like to. I'd like to go and at least grab that before we leave.
Okay, I would say that only takes an extra 10 minutes to the camp packing up,
Yeah.
time. So, no, really no sizable difference there. Anyone else? Anything in particular before we set off?
Ulzgud would like to just start a dialogue with Mandion.
Of course,
Ulzgud
please.
demands to know who Euron Burnbath is to him.
Mandion Gelden is clearly upset by this question. And not at Ulzgud, but more at you mentioned the name. And he'll look at Ulzgud and say, he was once a companion of mine, and I would almost call him a brother. We both were part of the same guild, the Tinkerers Guild, far from here. He, in a short story, burned the guild to the ground and killed everyone who brought me up and taught me everything I know. To meet
Sorry,
him
I'll be
here
right back.
was shocking, to say the least.
And one final thing. Who is Drawn?
That I can't answer. And I don't know if I want to know the answer to it. But if I'm to get my revenge, it sounds like I don't know if I have a choice.
Sounds good.
Mandion's clearly shaken by this conversation, and will fall behind in the pack back towards camp.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. The next few minutes transpire of you guys gathering up whatever few belongings you left behind, and you guys are ready to set off and to whatever way you choose. It is up to you, gentlemen. Truly. Though you do have a destination in mind, I believe.
I say we set forth for refuge rest.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. It is such. It is so. Yeah, you guys can begin the journey effective immediately. It isn't even quite noon yet, you don't surmise. So we can begin talking about what we'd like to do for travel. I think it would be interesting if we assigned roles to each party member to cover a different aspect of the traveling.
Sure.
That way, that way if everyone kind of has a job, it might help, kind of keep it a bit more interesting than usual. So I'm thinking a scout, a defender, a navigator. Very different than the scout, I would say. And I don't know what the hell the last role would be.
Quartermaster.
Well, hey, I mean, people can be more than one role, or there can be more than one role, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll probably be a defender.
okay, yeah, focusing on keeping the party safe and keeping an eye out for threats. Okay, Ulzgud can scout. Ulzgud, you'll be keeping, a frontal eye out for threats other than Mandion Gelden. Mandion Gelden will kind of be watching almost the sides and the rears, almost for external threats, and be in position to eliminate them should they come across the party.
I will
More readily.
ask Skeezewell if he would like to defend with me, as I'll need some sort of ranged backup. And I know he's quite adept.
Skeezewell agrees to this.
Excellent.
I will be.
You can
I'll
be-
offer to be the navigator as I've traveled through the land before.
Dang. Okay. All right. Very good,
Nice.
gentlemen. Excellent. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with our navigator. You're setting us. I believe the party's ideal location is Refugees Rest, which is roughly south of here. you know, you pretty much all you have to do is follow the river or follow the wood line. You know, really, it's difficult to get lost here. But regardless, I'll have you make a survival check,
Sure thing.
just as a general gauge. Yeah, pretty much as expected. You set the party forth. Not deciding to take them into the woodland area because that would impede their overall movement progress. You decide that, you know, straight forth through the tall grass fields of shift, you know, very slightly shifting elevation. You know, it's going to be fine to traverse the world. Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, I'll have you make a perception check through this first bit of travel here, since you are the scout, checking out what you can check. You spot a lot of more of the same. The biggest things you see are medium-sized herbivores, and the largest carnivores you see are probably the cliff racers that are, you know, making sure to steer clear of, you know, fucking you guys. No problem there. Let's see, you boys are able to move at about, I would say, with these rolls, 24 miles per hour? Or, pardon me, I'm sorry, 24 miles over 8 hours at about 3 miles an hour.
Very good.
Which is a, you know, bit more accurate. So, with that, let's see. If you boys continue on for 8 hours marching forward, you'd be pretty much half your way's journey to Refugee's Rest.
Well, might as well get started now then. We don't want to waste any time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Very good. Very good. I would say you gentlemen can get going on that direction. And who would like to roll the encounter dice to see if the party is struck with an encounter
Shit.
on the way over?
I'll do it.
Okay. You can roll a d6 to determine if the party suffers an encounter or not. Ooh. Encounterless. The day goes on with no events of any significant threat occurring. You boys simply are marching about today, and a whopping 8 hours pass. That is a considerable amount of time. You are getting about now where the sun is starting to set. It's about 6 o'clock in the afternoon now or so. And the two moons of Nirn are beginning to rise into the sky. From what you can make out, Scout, Leader of Perception, the large moon is entering into a first quarter phase, and the small red one is entering into a waxing gibbous.
Okay.
Just a fun fact. And the weather seems quite nominal and normal as it has been. And, rather hospitable. From what you can tell. As well as future weather from what you can surmise. All looks well. And it is now pretty much at the point where you guys are deciding where to set camp for the night. Those of you who had breakfast this morning we need dinner tonight, though it may not be a bad idea. You only need one ration per day, you know, to run on full cylinders. If you want to boost your own morale, then whatever, right, you know, another meal, of course, is always good, but you don't need it.
Mandion Gelden feels satiated as he exerted almost no effort carrying the suit around all day.
Waldwin will also wait until the next day to eat.
Okay, very good.
Ulzgud, being a hungry boy, will consume the rest of the ration that he fed to the chicken.
Okay. Hey, very good. So be it. So be it. Oh. Alright, very good. Where do we desire to make camp for the night, gentlemen? I suppose another matter of contention here. You could either pick anywhere in the tall grass area, perhaps closer to the bank of the river, perhaps somewhere on the edge of the woodland or in the woodland a bit further. It's up to you guys. There's a few different options here for a potential camp tonight.
The Riverside camp sounds nice. Sounds
Okay.
luxurious.
All right. Riverside Camp.
Yeah.
Does everyone
Okay.
agree? Riverside camp?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, very good. May not matter too much, but
the ride.
yeah. Very good. Very good. You guys begin meandering over. Only another half hour or so travel down toward the river, and find a decent place to nestle upon the bank. And I think here's where we will end our session for the night, gentlemen. I think
Good night.
that wasn't too bad. A much
Yeah,
slower session than we're used to around here, but tis the nature of our first overworld travel.
I know, it didn't take any lives today.
Yeah, no murder today happened. For once, for the first time, a session went by without combat, which I mean that certainly is something.
I attacked the snake.
That is true.
Actually,
That's
true. Yeah. No, snake
I'm
lives
back.
matter.
Thank you so much.
It's very good. It's very good. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Of course, thank you.
Players and viewers at watching at home.
Absolutely.